Good morning, everyone. Before I make any statements, the family representative, Ms. Kathye Herrera, has a predetermined statement that she has. She will not be answering any questions. I appreciate it. Give your attention to it.
This is from the family. We cannot find the words to express our gratitude to those that have brought food, sent cards, called, donated money, or offered prayers, and to the schools for the use of their buses that have transported for the searches, as well as the fire departments that have provided use of their facilities, equipment, and their trained volunteers, to the volunteers that have manned stations to provide food and shelter for the searchers, and to the employers that have allowed employees time from work to volunteer. Those men and women that have actually done the searching have been tireless. It is unbelievable to us that volunteers have come from states as far away as Texas. We know how hard everyone has been working, wanting to bring our precious little boys, and we thank you. Last but most importantly, a special thank you to all of the law enforcement agencies that have given more than 100% in their efforts to reunite our family. They have given of themselves diligently, going without sleep, and being away from their own families. We support their decision to stop the organized search for the weekend to give volunteers the time to recuperate as well as time to spend with their own families. It will give the police a chance to reflect and refocus and decide what the next steps will be for everyone. We would not want a tragedy because volunteers are too tired, so please take this time and relax. The media has been great about getting the word out to everyone that our boys are missing, which is appreciated. We hope that the media will respect the family's desire for privacy at this time. The focus should be on the safe return of our boys, not on us. Everyone that has a child should understand what we are experiencing. There will be no more interviews by family members or myself until further notice. Thanks again, and God bless all of you.
From an investigative standpoint, things continue as they are. We continue to search areas of interest. Based on the information we have, we're initiating a concerted effort to search some areas in Williams County this morning with a number of the resources that we still have here available. I think it's important to clarify when Mrs. Herrera says organized searches, what I'm talking about there is the volunteers. We have a number of public safety assets at our disposal here, including local fire departments, regional assets beyond the volunteers that we can implement at a moment's notice to execute searches if necessary. But at this point, as I've stated before, we genuinely and sincerely appreciate all the efforts from all over the United States that have been implemented here to help us. But we do have the regional assets to apply in the event that we have a lead or a tip that we need to follow up on an area that we are going to search, and we will continue in that direction. Now, if the circumstances should change as this remains a fluid situation, that call may go out again. But at this point, we are satisfied with the resources that we have on the ground here now. We have had no further contact in anticipation of your question with John. He has asked for a lawyer, so we are not having any communication with him. I think it would be fair to say that based on the information we've gathered up to this point that we continue to be hopeful that he will share with us the location of Andrew, Alexander, and Tanner, and we can move forward to a resolution to this situation. From a personal standpoint, as I've said yesterday, or maybe I didn't, it's my intention for this to be the last scheduled press conference. And I had the opportunity to meet each of these boys personally. And one thing that sticks in my mind is I was at their house on one occasion, and Andrew came out and he saw me and he says, "Hey, Chief, how you doing?" I said, "I'm good, how are you?" And just a minute, he ran back into the house and he came back out and he had one of these toy police vests and caps. He said to me, he says, "I'm going to be a police officer like you someday." And that's been with me every day since. and I can assure you I won't forget it, and we'll stick to this until we get it resolved. So, on behalf of the city, I have our mayor here, Keith Pennington. I believe he has a prepared statement. He may be asking some questions. But before I turn over to him, I will take just a couple questions.
Chief, on John Skelton, and I understood what you just said, but just for clarification, has there been any effort by your local or FBI to bring his mother, maybe from Jacksonville, to bring anyone here or to him to appeal to him? He's obviously still the key.
I'm sorry. We have had agents from Florida contact family members down there and interview them. We've had contact with family members here locally. Family members have appealed to make that request. Those are being evaluated on an individual basis, and if that becomes necessary, we'll certainly consider implementing that plan. But we're confident in the direction we're going, and if we need to call them in, we will.
Chief,
can you tell us if the Toledo dive team is searching in Williams County?
Given where things stand right now, is it safe to call this, unfortunately, a stalemate? And if that's the case, what are your thoughts about that?
You know, that word has not been used, but I can see where that would come in place. Certainly at this point, the information we continue to receive into our command post and the tip line has begun to not be as frequent, not getting as many calls as we were initially. But as I've said all along, I'm not giving up. I don't believe it's a stalemate. We'll continue to press ahead. Whatever obstacles in our way, we'll use whatever legal means necessary to move through them or around them and continue on. Go ahead with your question.
Can you tell us if the Toledo dive team is working in Williams County somewhere?
Yes, they are working in areas today. As I've said all along, it's not our intention to leave any stone unturned, any area in which he potentially had traveled to or been through. We want to thoroughly and as best we can eliminate any possible areas in which they've been. One more question, please.
Is there any word of an accomplice, anyone that also may be arrested in accordance with this kidnapping?
No, ma'am. At this point, we have no information of an accomplice, no evidence to indicate that whatsoever.